Hello, whatever. Hello again, and welcome to a news flash that a huge city minecrawler is headed straight for the tiny village of Sparrow Pit in England. I couldn't care less, but in this game we actually do have to care, because we're gonna go now and, well, actually go to our last minecrawler. I know it's a bit weird because we've only been in this game for that long, and already weird stuff is happening because Bones, or Max, actually just fell onto this thing, so we're getting towards the end game because weird story stuff is actually happening right now. So obviously with Bones doing weird things and getting himself thrown down, we're gonna have to go after him. Oh, actually right away. Yeah, that was unfair knowledge they already have of this stage, that you actually can't do that, which if you played the game for the first time you won't actually know. And also a really nice little hint here, you can see from down there there's a decoy up there, so you obviously just look out for how you can even get to it, and then you will see this one. Basically in this stage you're gonna have to learn to take out these bigger spaceships, and you do that by taking out the little turrets that are attached to it. Oh, my game just lagged. That never happened before. And this actually makes the entire thing explode just by taking out the turrets. So apparently they've got some Death Star thing going on, but just the tiny shots on the turrets are actually enough to, you know, take out the entire thing. But at least it wasn't like only one of them did that, and you actually had to get rid of all of them. So I guess it's better than Death Star in that regard. Give me that. Yeah, that just hurt me a lot, but it's okay. So I got the world's smallest nuclear explosion again. We're not gonna be seeing that much more after this. Maybe a handful of times, I don't know. At least this stage is actually rather long. But since I already know all this, I can still just go through this rather quickly. And actually one of these guys that we saw in the first stage but never actually fought because we had a world's most interesting bomb. I actually fought him for real this time. And he's actually really powerful, and for some reason they never actually put him at any other point in the game other than these two spots right here and in the very first stage where you're cheesing with the bomb. Which is rather sad because I think they look pretty cool, and they probably are very hard if you actually do fight them normally, which I don't actually do, because right then I just naded him. And first stage you just bomb him, so yeah, you don't really get to fight him normally. Like, I'm fighting this guy normally right now. And also this thing, for whatever reason they just put this thing here. That's cool. I had some exploding grenades, and I shot off his arm, by the way. You can do that. If you do that in Sniper, you can actually shoot off body parts. Obviously shoot off the head as well, but you know. My god, where is it? So, something, for whatever reason, I don't know why, but I think it's actually pretty interesting. They put stuff like this in the game where you interact with it by shooting at it. And it pushes this thing along, as you can see. And you have to do puzzles with that. Well, they're not really puzzles, but you have to do stuff with that. I don't really know why. Well, I'm not complaining. I'm just wondering why. But bottom line is, once again, I actually like that part. So many parts of this game you could probably just ask yourself why it's even there, but at the same time it's good that it's there, so I guess it doesn't really need a reason. It's just a nice bit of stuff that they came up with. And I guess it's like some people would be like, what the fuck is this? I don't really care. Especially not modern gamers would be like, what the fuck is that? That doesn't make sense. I'll put this thing away. I want something else. I want to shoot more stuff instead. Yeah, whatever. Why is he not holding on this time? There we go. Like I said before, sometimes the holding on does not really like to play ball, but you know. That didn't need to be exploding, but somehow it was. Anyway, right now it's time to do this. Is that a thing up there I can shoot? No. I mean, it was a thing up there, but I can't shoot it. For some reason, this one dies when you shoot one of the things. Unless actually shooting the guy in the middle did that, but I don't think it actually did. Actually, yeah, I should wait till all those enemies are gone and then pick up the health. Do you know how easy it is to throw stuff in midair? It's a lot faster and simpler to throw it in midair. It goes a lot further, so you have to be careful with the aiming. That exploding ship made a hole in the wall here, so we can continue on this way. And as you can probably already noticed subconsciously that the timer that I mentioned, like in the bottom right, the timer that's slowly going down around my health, this little green bar, it's not really a deal at all. I mean, I'm getting through this stage pretty quickly, but even if you don't go through the stage really quickly, it's still not a big deal at all. Oh my god, these guys flail around so much. And also this thing exists right here. You have to shoot the model of the Earth, which for some reason isn't actually correct, because somehow around the back it has some odd stitches, but you know, they had to somehow stitch this thing together. And then it falls down, destroys the floor, where you go into this really comic looking place with these guys. Oh yeah, I can't actually do that. Just with their evil faces plotting on their really camp looking alien computer things. I don't know. As I said often before, I actually do really like the style of this game, even if it's a bit clowny at times. Which I guess the bit of clowniness is actually a good part. Like, I wouldn't say it was a bad part. But it can kind of contrast some of the cool areas at some point, because there's some really cool areas and some really cool looking architecture, and then some really clowny stuff in the middle. Most of the time it works out, but sometimes it looks a bit weird. Oh yeah, this thing. I didn't switch ammo. Might use a decoy, do I? No, let's not use a decoy. Let's just switch right here to that thing, that's the grenade. I don't know why it took that long to shoot me. So you want to go right first because you have the nuke right here, and you're gonna need the nuke for the next door. So yeah, if you go left, what I did like the first time I played for this game, I just went left first and did a whole bunch of stuff in all these areas, and then in the end had to turn around because I didn't pick up the nuke. At least once you do all the stuff on the other side, there's a glass window that shows you where the nuke is, so in case you missed it, you can then see where it was and just go back and take it. Now, 2 artillery grenades is actually really nice for this area. I usually use like 2 or something, just so I always have a grenade left. But most of the time it's not that big a deal if you have a grenade left or not. But if you can spare one, just go ahead. I'm gonna use a decoy, fuck it. He didn't even shoot anymore, so I guess I didn't even need the quick decoy. Great. Okay, I think we're done out here. Go in here, but there's another guy who's actually shooting at the decoys, so I guess we're not completely out of it. Okay, that was a bit odd, but somehow it worked. At least they're fine enough to give us some health over here. And also shoutouts, oh shit, for not actually, ouch, popping up on the screen +1 health every time you pick it up. Like right here it says 10% health, cool. But at least for the other one, it does pop up +1% health every single time you pick one of these up, because you're gonna pick up a lot of these. Also, one thing to mention is in this stage, health is actually a legitimate concern, because you do take a lot of damage and there's not that much health around. And this area right here, for example, also has a lot of stuff happening. At least you get a bit of super chain gun to help you out. Be nice for the spawner right here. This thing goes down, just like Benruki. I have like 10 viewers, and I do stuff like down goes Benruki, which is like an insider joke of like a bit of something that happened in World of Warcraft esports some time ago, as in like really long time ago. So no one will get that, but now I told you where it is, and now you're gonna be like, okay, what now? But you know, it just fits so well, and whatever. Oh my god, why is the framer going out suddenly? So for this one, just throw the nuke for the door, and it kills the guy alongside the door. And that's why in MDK you never want to stand next to a door if you're an enemy, because this will happen. I just got some nice bit of health out of that, and I actually forgot to look at the timer, so I don't actually know what time it is. But more importantly, this area is gonna take quite a while. Oh my god. Forklifts. Yeah, they're actually supposed to be forklifts. I read from the manual or something. For whatever reason. They don't really look like it, but you know, it's alien stuff. But the thing is, it doesn't really look like it can lift stuff. Sure, you can pick up stuff. I'm not attesting that. You can surely pick up stuff. But can it lift stuff? I mean, it's not, it looks pretty much just like a fork, not actually a forklift. It's missing the lift part. I guess it lifts you if you stand on top of it. Why is the frame rate sometimes going down? I don't understand. Maybe it's just because there's a lot of stuff going on here right now. And actually, there's actually no spawners in here actually. These guys, they just spawn like this. You don't have to destroy a specific spawner for them to stop spawning. Now, put this thing over there. Ow. I say ow, I didn't take any damage. And the next part is a bit... Well, first off, this jump right here, which is really annoying. I made it look a lot easier than it was. Well, falling down doesn't do anything bad to you, but, you know, it's still rather hard to actually hit it, because... The one thing about this game is that I have to say is it's hard to say where your character is just because he's glued on top of the screen like this. He's not really running in this game world. He's actually just sort of like hovering somewhere in front of the screen. I mean, also if I turn around you can see that my feet go all over the place. Now I'm 10 centimeters behind the cliff. Now I'm like over the cliff. And if you walk backwards into a wall, you won't actually walk as far as if you walk forwards into a wall. And stuff like that happens, as you just saw, or this happens. It's really odd for precision platforming, which is why this area right here is really odd. Like, if you do platforming that doesn't require any precision, it's really awesome to be able to just run around that far and with such degrees of freedom. But as soon as you need to do some precision stuff, it starts to get really odd. Now, I wanna get this guy somewhere else. Oh, health, I don't even need that. Now, instead of just pushing him where I want to, I'll just kill him where I want it. So I want him to be right there for this thing. And by killing him there, you don't have to push him around the corner. Because if you push him, last time I killed him on the other side, I can kill him over there. So I pushed the thing around the entire fucking thing until I was back where I needed it. So this time I actually killed it in the correct spot, which is a lot better. I don't actually know how much of the stage is left, so I might make it just one part. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna cut the part here. Or I won't, depending on how long the rest of the stage takes, so whatever. See you next time. Maybe I don't. Ha!